right now.
Big running lane, and Jones takes off into the secondary, and now sprinting down the sideline. Wiggles past McLeod, and he's all the way to the end zone. Not to be denied.
23-yarder for the win. And it is good. The Minnesota Vikings win it in overtime on the boot of Dan Bailey.
No contact yet for Montgomery as he makes guys miss. Now the stiff arm as he dives for the pylon, and that's a touchdown. What a run by David Montgomery. On second down, Peterson again. Adrian Peterson, full head of steam, turning for the goal line and fights his way in for the touchdown. And the Detroit Lions take the lead with 1:37 to play. Oh, man.
Pylon listeners, welcome back. Week 13 of the NFL season has pretty much wrapped up. It's definitely wrapped up here in the NFC North, and there's a whole lot to talk about after what we witnessed here Week 13. A lot of fun stuff. So Big Z here representing the Detroit Lions. Let's go around to the rest of the Pylon crew. We got Remy representing the resurgent Minnesota Vikings.
Let's go to the bowl, baby. Go Vikes.
Then we got Barney representing the Bears.
Fire them all.
Then last but not least, we got Kinger representing the first place Packers.
Boys, great to be back with you on another Victory Sunday. What a great day of football it was. It really was.
It was, Kinger. It was. I know your team won and is in first place and everything like that, but our team just fired its coach. And we're going to get right into this Lions-Bears game. And a great day of football for me after what I thought was going to be a terrible ending. The Lions escape out of Chicago for their first win in the division since 2018. Matt Patricia never beat the Bears. Darren Bevell does it in his first try. 34-30. A wild game. Man, I'm super pumped. But, man, but Barney, how upset are you about this collapse here? Because I actually thought it was kind of karma for week one of the season. Like, it balanced out. The Bears had a major comeback in week one, and the Lions should have won that game. And then this one, the Bears should have won, and then the Lions pull it out.
I consider today a victory. The Bears are closer to a championship with that loss to Detroit. We just we need to fucking fire everybody. And if you lose to Detroit, I don't care if it's first week of the season or week 13. It's dumpster trash. So you need to fucking clean house. And like I said it a million times, the Bears have never fired anybody in season, but if we want to start getting looks at people that we want before people are getting taken off the market, these decisions have to happen now. And I thought it was a little bit of poetic justice for Pace there. It just, the strip sack on Trubisky, might have been the final play that McCaskey's needed to see for Ryan Pace to get launched into the fucking sun. I mean, as far as the game went, it wasn't like it was ever, like completely, one-sided, anything like that. I don't want to give that impression, but I felt little threat, when we were up a touchdown, then we were up 10, we were up, and I felt like it was a completely controlled game. And then, we do these decisions, like try to throw the ball with less than 2 minutes left.
That's not a bad call. That's not a terrible call.
Well, I mean, I don't really care. This is something that's been like piling up all year. We had 6 straight losses. Like in some of those games, it's like, well, it's like we had chances to, like, when it was a clear, like, hey, let's run the ball here, we would throw it and then we would lose the game. And then when it was clear, like, hey, let's throw the ball here, we would run it on, third down, then fourth down and never get it, So, I don't know. It's just, the game didn't bounce our way. That strip sack was big.
Huge.
And, like you said, we probably should have never even won that first game. So, it's like, it's whatever. You guys got this one. And honestly, if there's anything that comes out of it, Bears brass firing people, then I'm going to be delighted.
This wasn't even on the offense this game as much, Barney, as it was on the defense was atrocious, I thought, for the Bears in this one. 402 yards. Stafford threw. Stafford looked great, by the way. This is like the best Stafford's looked all year. Maybe that was Patricia being gone and Darren Bevell being allowed to throw deep more. Matt Stafford was 17 of 23 in passes over 10 yards in this game. The fact he had 23 attempts over 10 yards, I thought was awesome. We haven't seen that from him all year. He averaged 9.6 yards a throw in this game. But 402 yards, 3 touchdowns. That beautiful pass to Cephas down the sideline. Did you think that was pass interference, Barney? Some people are telling. I didn't think so because his hand was out, but he didn't impede the path. Do you think that was pass interference?
I don't know. I was fine with it. I didn't think there was enough.
But man, this was just exciting. I mean, our defense sucks. Like it's bad. It is really bad. So I guess the 30 points the Bears scored shouldn't have been surprising. Trubisky's been doing it to him every time he plays the Lions. But they did step up when they needed to. Marvin Jones had a monster game. That about damn time. Hawkinson stepped up. But man, it's just really good. We've been hearing all week as Lions fans that the team was a lot looser, having a lot more fun. And this is something that we never saw under Patricia, a comeback like this. So maybe there's something there, maybe it's not. We play the Packers next week, so I'll get into when we get to Remy, we'll go over like what the playoff picture looks like a little bit here. But the Lions aren't out of it. They have the Cardinals lost. Well, let's just go over it now. And the Lions are 5-7. The Bears still got a shot too, but this really helps them out. The Cardinals lost today, so actually we'll go to it when Remy goes up because they're sitting in the playoff spot. But I'm just feeling really good. You can tell I'm a lot giddier right now than usual. Who knows? At least the Lions have something to play for here the rest of December. At least going into next week. But we got the Packers, Kinger, in Detroit. The Packers usually it's a tight game when they come to Detroit. No.
I mean, yeah, the last few years, there's been no doubt about it. The Lions have played them pretty tough.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I look forward to seeing Stafford continue possibly looking this good. We're supposed to get Kenny G back next week, so that is an extra bonus at least to, throw an extra wrinkle into things going forward here. But if they can somehow beat the Packers next week, who knows? But I'm just smiling at you right now. I'm very happy. I know we have a long road ahead of us, so I will absolutely take this victory. I'm not looking for like any super great draft position. We're not going to get in the top 10 in the draft. I wasn't expecting that. But and Adrian Peterson looked good in his 2 touchdown runs today, so that was something positive. The rest of
I know that's your boy, Big Z.
Oh,
AP
yeah.
just out there eating up.
Yeah, the other 14 carries he had in this game were pretty much garbage, but those 2 were good.
You got to give him credit for at least the second touchdown run he had today because that was good, powerful run into the end zone, no doubt about it.
No, absolutely. No, for sure. But Barney, I got to ask you, what was Allen Robinson doing on that 3rd down, going out a yard short when he clearly had enough room to get the first down at least? I know he needed to go out of bounds, but I was just laughing.
I think he wants. I think Allen Robinson and our defense want pace fired more than anybody. No, I mean he had that. It was. I thought, truthfully, that was a horrible spot though. Like that
was a good spot. He was clearly a yard shy.
He was definitely shy. But I don't think he was the full yard shy, which I'm not. I really am not complaining. I would have really hated for the Bears to win this game, and then go and looking at our schedule and go try to go 8-8. And then keep people. So I am really my disgust really is a little bit of happiness here. But I just want to go back on what you said earlier. You said it's not really on the offense; it was more on the defense today. Dude, I can't remember if I chatted with you guys about this last time, but Nagy after the Packers game, the first thing he did when he met with the team in the locker room is he chewed out the defense. He said, this, that, and the other. You guys got to play with a little bit of heart. You guys had nothing out there today, blah, 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 blah. And then he started saying things like, we can't win games when we're trying to chase 40 points. And it's like, dude, this guy is so fucking blind to his own team that it's like, yeah, no shit. Giving up 40 points is not the way you want to do it, and that's a bad game. But, like, we can't chase 19 points. Like, the second somebody has 19 points, it's almost like we're fucked. And this fucking asshole is out here chewing out the defense, which, again, not a great game, but he put the loss on the defense versus Green Bay. And, like as if that was the only issue, like not understanding that Green Bay was up 24 points and like at halftime, right? And no help at all from the offense. But I think that rubbed the fucking shit the wrong way with some of our guys. And they were just like, dude, fuck this. Absolutely fuck this guy. Fuck everybody, because Detroit, they can put points up. They can, you guys have a tough offense. I got a lot of respect for it. But is it really that tough of an offense when somebody like Kenny is out? Like you guys are a little banged up. It's
and
not like
our right tackle today was a converted defensive lineman that started playing offensive line, kind of like your guy, except he's our right tackle for us, and he actually did a really good job against Khalil Mack. He didn't allow any sacks against Khalil Mack today.
Yeah, I truly think that I truly think our defense tried playing at like legitimately 70%, and we're just like, I don't give a fuck, because there wasn't any life. We had sacks out there. It wasn't like we just laid eggs, but we gave one thing that we're dominant at is pass defense. And like you just brought up, you guys were lights out in the 10 yards or further department, right? So, I think I'm fucking sick and tired of who the hell's running our team. And I can only imagine if I was actually on the team getting chewed out by a guy that I have absolutely no respect for, because I think that's where it's at.
I agree, Barney. I think we're at the point where it does seem like Nagy's really lost that locker room, and you have to question really those guys trusting him to make the right calls as a team and just overall their belief in him to be the leader of the Chicago Bears. I mean, you look at this, the Jets are an absolute shit show of an organization. They're in a league of their own, right? We're not going to throw Chicago in there with them. Still haven't won a game yet today. I'm sure you guys saw the end of that cover zero defense, blitzing 7 guys, getting burned. That had, you got to believe that was maybe intentional.
Unbelievable.
That's a side point. But, back to the Bears. The Bears have lost 7 in a row now. There's really doesn't seem that there's really any improvement coming in a week to week basis like you'd like to see. The last drive of the game, in my opinion, was called horribly. Not only the Allen Robinson thing, but I commented on it earlier too. But when they did the handoff on 4th down, didn't like that at all. It's time to blow it up. I hate to see Nagy go because I love beating him, but it's time for Chicago fans. I feel for you.
And I don't know if you guys saw the graphic that was up. It felt like it was up for an eternity.
Oh, the third quarter score?
The third quarter, it says we scored 7 points so far this year in the third quarter. And I mean, that's laughable. Like, it's like, all right, that's fucking pathetic. But really what that tells you is, dude, the third quarter is where you find out coaches. That's where they make their money. There's no adjustments with this fucking bald fucking loser. He is so fucking bad. He can't score on Detroit's defense. Like, that is an indictment in itself. It's so fucking pathetic. 7 points in 12 tries. 7 points in 12 games. You have 3 quarters. Dude, I am so upset. You get 3 drives per quarter. All right? Like, that's usually the average. And you're telling me out of all those drives, you can only get 1 fucking score. Like, that right there should just say, hey, this guy does not know how to go into the locker room and take what he saw the first half and make any fucking adjustments to get points on the board. And I hope to God I saw my last game. I don't think I have, but I digress. I gotta. My doctor said I gotta work on my heart rate, so I gotta bring that down a little bit.
And the amount, Barney, like you've been saying, the amount of text today I got though from Bears fans like saying thank you was great. I got a lot of thank you texts.
It's not even like, I'm not even saying like, hey, we need to lose to like, get better draft position. Like, I don't care. It's really just like, it doesn't matter who the fuck we have.
Do the Bears have a first rounder this year?
Yeah.
Okay. It seems like a while since they've had a first round draft pick. So.
yeah. Right. But I don't know, man. It's just I went in knowing that I couldn't be a loser today, and I still feel like a loser right now, even though I was kind of hoping that that these guys would be fired already, but not yet. Not yet.
Well, Barney, I look forward to the case that we bet. But man, I'm really excited, and now kind of to transition. So Lions, like I said, 5-7, Bears 5-7. The 49ers play tomorrow. They're 5-6. But then there's the Vikings at 6-6, and the Cardinals lost today at 6-6. So the Vikings, Remy, they won, and right now they're sitting in the playoffs at the season ended today. So you got to be really excited. The Vikings, not their prettiest game by any means, going against the second worst team in the NFL. But what do you think about the Vikings' performance today, pulling it out in overtime?
So it was actually, it was a great victory, but you kind of chuck it up as a loss morally. It should not have gone to overtime. Just stupid mistakes Kirk made on that screen pass that ended up being a pick six. If Minnesota wants to be a legitimate threat, they need to be consistent, and that's with their play calls. That's with Kirk Cousins running the offense. Too many mistakes. But other than that, Dalvin, he had 120 yards, no touchdowns for Dalvin.
Yep.
But Kirk then, I believe he threw for like
305, 3 touchdowns and 1 pick.
And 3 touchdowns and 1 pick, yeah. So he's been playing well. Jefferson continues to ball out.
9 catches, 121 yards, and a touchdown again for him. He's crushing it, dude.
He's got like 1,031 or 39 yards and 7 touchdowns on the season. So it's going to be tough, though, because our next game is against Tampa Bay, in Tampa Bay. So, not to mention our rookie corner, Cam Dantzler, had an interception today. So our corners are starting to get there, but I got to see a little bit more. I got to see their defense improve, and I got to see. I can't be seeing 1-point games or tied games or overtied games. This Viking team needs to establish a strong identity, and they need to start winning by large margins if they want to even be talked about in the playoffs.
A win's a win, though, Remy, no?
A win's a win, but if you play like that against any other good teams, this is a decent. You're gonna get beat, but I don't know. Kirk stepped up and proved he can still do it, and I'm liking where this Viking team's headed.
Yeah, do you think they make the playoffs if right now with 4 games to go? Do you have confidence that they'll make the playoffs?
Yeah, I have confidence we make the playoffs. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough, but we have Tampa Bay next week, which is a huge game, and then we have the Bears, which is a huge game, and then we're at the Saints, and then we're at Detroit. So
are those big games too? Are those big games too?
All the rest of they are.
They're all big games. They're all big games. Really.
All big games. So I'm excited. I think this offense is going to explode once Irv Smith gets back, and we're at full strength, and I'm excited to see what happens.
You think Irv Smith is that important to this offense?
Oh yeah. Tyler Conklin dropped like a key pass that Irv would have caught, and is like Irv's a way better blocker. It's a lot of the reason why Dalvin these past 2 games have Dalvin didn't struggle today, but there were a few runs he could have broke early in the first half.
I mean, 32 carries for Dalvin Cook today. They're going the Derrick Henry route. They're just going to ride him to the playoffs from now on.
Workhorse. And he loves it. He loves it. He says the more they get him going, the better he feels. And
I think the better that goes with Kirk, too, because, Kirk is definitely not a guy you want throwing 35, 40 times a game.
And he threw, I believe, like 43 times today or something.
Yeah. Ridiculous. 81 offensive plays for the Vikings in this game.
That was about to say,
Yeah.
they had to have an insane number of plays. I saw bits and pieces of that game, but Jaguars, Big Z, the Jaguars, or the Lions kind of blew out the Jaguars, right? Or they handled them pretty well?
Yeah, best game in the Matt Patricia era against the Jaguars this year.
That's right. Because, now the Jags stuck around versus Packers, and obviously they did the same with the Vikings today. It'll be interesting to see what they do against the Bears here in a few weeks.
I'd love a victory. I would love for them to get a victory.
Oh man, Barney, I just love how you're
Could you imagine if Mike Glennon just danced all over Pace? I mean, that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic. Oh man, yeah, that'd be great. So Remy, right now it looks like based on the playoff standings though, that you do have the tiebreaker over the Cardinals based on win percentage in common games. That's what the tiebreaker is right now for you.
Correct.
Over the Cardinals. Then you're behind San Francisco, so you'd be rooting for Buffalo probably tomorrow night, and then the Bears and Lions right there at 5 and 7, who you play each of them. 10.
And we have the tiebreaker over the Bears
right now. But you'll play the Bears in 2 weeks, so it's not an official tiebreaker yet. But yeah, there's a lot to go. And actually, the Vikings are one game back of the Buccaneers right now. The Buccaneers are 7 and 5. Minnesota sits at 6 and 6. So, the Vikings can move up in the standings here.
Are we getting that one on national TV next week? Do we know?
I don't know.
It's a noon. It's a noon game.
Yeah, it's a noon game, so that won't be on national TV. I think it's going to be Saints and Eagles. We'll get the Eagles on fucking national television again. God, nobody wants to watch the Eagles play. They're terrible. It's just frustrating.
I don't know, Jalen. We get a little Jalen Hurts action now. We'll see.
Maybe. So, Remy, do you got anything else to add before we move on to recapping the Packers here?
I'm just glad this defense is starting to piece together a little bit. Our run defense needs to step up, but again, we're out key players: Daniil Hunter, Michael Pierce, Anthony Barr. We're out core pieces of this defense. Mike Hughes as a corner.
Wait, Kendricks didn't play today either, though, did he, Remy?
Kendricks tweaked his calf seconds before kickoff. Literally seconds. He was just doing a karaoke stretch and he just tweaked his calf.
What the hell?
So yeah,
Wow.
But he was fine on the sideline. They just didn't want to risk him because I think he leads the team in tackles with 103.
Oh yeah, he's a huge difference maker for that defense. But
I think you got a call from Vegas. He said tweak that calf right there, buddy.
Yeah, right. That's such a bizarre injury. You never hear that one.
Go Vikes! Let's keep the W's flowing week by week.
All right, and then of course the team that sits right now still in second place in the standings because the Saints refuse to lose, Kinger, is the Packers, of course. So the big victory over the Eagles. The Eagles made it a little interesting there in the second half with the punt return touchdown, but then the Packers said, all right, let's do the job here. Let's finish it. So an easy, I would say relatively easy win over an Eagles team that's just they're bad. It's a bad Eagles team.
No doubt about it. Definitely, Eagles have struggled this year, and again, a lot of their struggles, at least offensively, continued today. But it was a slow start for Green Bay. Eagles controlled the ball for most of the first quarter. Green Bay ended up having a punt on their first possession. So it was, I thought early in the game, I tweeted out, it looks like maybe we're gonna have to buckle in for this. Luckily, the offense settled in pretty quickly, and we were able to get going. A big day for Aaron again. 25 for 34, 295 yards and 3 touchdowns. Really playing elite level football. Actually hit a couple milestones today, boys. Not one, but 2. He officially became the youngest quarterback to throw for 400 touchdown passes. Did it in 193 games in his career. I believe I saw it was Drew Brees, who's second at 205. So threw it to Devontae. Devontae presented him the ball afterwards. I think they're saying it was like the first ball, that milestone ball Aaron's gotten, so pretty cool. Then again, he also became officially today the first quarterback ever in the history of the NFL to have 5 35-plus touchdown seasons. So it was awesome watching him work today again. Devontae absolutely ate up Darius Slay. Rough couple weeks for him, having DK Metcalf and Devontae Adams back-to-back. Definitely struggled a bit, and I think he ended up leaving the game, actually injured today. But overall, very happy with the Packers' effort today. Played good football. The defense, again, was, I would say overall played well. There was definitely some suspect drives or suspect times of the game, but, overall, again, our secondary played excellent, and that's the strength of our defense, and shut down Philly's offense for the most part. They scored late in the game again with the 4th and 18 touchdown pass. Jalen Hurts came in. That's definitely just a result of lax coverage. You see that's too much with Green Bay, though, in my opinion. So that was a little bit tough. And then again, for the second week in a row, we surrender a special teams touchdown off a punt return, which again made it interesting there at the end. So that's something that definitely needs to be cleaned up. Special teams has looked pretty poor, to be honest, for most of the year. So look for that to get addressed going forward. But again, it at least made the game interesting at the end. I didn't really love that personally, but I guess maybe for the viewers and you guys, you thought maybe there was a glimmer of hope that Green Bay was going down.
I had Green Bay in a parlay, so I was actually kind of pleased that they had to pull it up.
You take the spread?
I teased it down to 1 point. So
okay.
But yeah, I mean, you got to be encouraged by Aaron Jones still looking. I mean, the run game averaging 8.7 yards a carry. I mean, a 77-yard run will help. With that.
Yeah, definitely. No, but I mean, it was well balanced again today. I definitely am like how the run game's going. It's, obviously we're down Corey Linsley right now, our starting center, so we are playing with a little bit of a patchwork offensive line, where that really doesn't seem to matter in the past, and it really didn't seem to too much again today. Have all the confidence in the world with those guys. We really had a chance again. Keep having these conversations, and it's just week in and week out. He makes great plays and then bust plays. Play action shot early in the second half. One of the first plays of the second half. Deep to MVS. Chance really to bury Philadelphia right then and there, and probably put him out of the game completely. And another drop by him. Again, just that man just continues to just keep all Packers fans just wondering what we're going to get in a week in and week out basis. But we got to live with him right now. He still is a good deep threat, but overall, we're looking good, and absolutely, I'm excited about our schedule going forward and our chance to get the number 1 seed. I know there's definitely going to be a couple more opportunities for New Orleans to lose out there, so we just got to keep taking care of business, and we'll start next week, when we head to Detroit for another divisional game there.
Yep, and you got a little help with the Seahawks losing today, just to ensure that number 2 spot. That was a nice little surprise for you, I'm sure.
Definitely. I mean, what's going on in Seattle, boys? I mean, that's what it's. They have not looked good at all the last couple weeks.
I think Barney's really asking himself that question, right,
yeah,
Barney?
How you feeling, or how'd that go for you,
Barney? Can you inform the listeners maybe why you weren't so happy with Seattle today?
Yeah, I had a $1,000 parlay. Thanks for reopening up my wounds, guys.
To be clear, you didn't put $1,000 down on a parlay. You could have won $1,000.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
It was some change. It was somewhere around like 13, but I'm sitting here and Colt fucking McCoy.
I told you, Barney, to get on the Colt train. I told you.
You did. But that was that was dumb. You would have. What would you have done? Would you have done because you took them at +10? Would you have taken them at +10, or would you have rather done a money line Seahawks? Tell me the truth.
Moneyline Seahawks, absolutely.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And again, I lost 2 out of my 3 best bets again, so I'm still going to be in the cellar as we head to next week's picks. But that again, Colt McCoy, Giants are just rolling right now. They just are. They are definitely one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now after the 1-5 start or whatever that 1-7 start. Yeah. I think it was.
And I took them.
They won 5 in a row.
I took them 3-1 to win the NFC East, so I'm liking that a lot right now. But I mean. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff here to happen in the next 4 weeks in the NFL season. There was one more. The Eagles remind me of the Bears, actually, like a horseshit offense and actually a pretty decent defense. They're kind of like the Bears of the NFC East.
The Eagles' defense?
The Eagles' defense is pretty legit, man. They have the same problem the Bears do, where they keep getting good in terrible positions because of their offense. Like, their offense.
Eagles front seven's good. Eagles front seven's pretty good for sure. And I mean, with Darius Slay out there, they've got at least a good corner.
He's actually been the worst part of their defense, Darius Slay, which makes me
really throughout most of this year.
At least the last
last 2
4
weeks. Yeah, but I mean, they've left him out on an island versus DK and Devontae.
That's what they're paying him, though. That's what they're paying him to do.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true.
At least I don't care. I actually kind of like Sam Fail. I don't like some of the things he said about the organization stuff when he left. So I kind of like seeing him not succeed outside of Detroit.
And Philadelphia is just the worst city in America.
Well, that we can agree on, Barney. That we can find some common ground here.
The people there smell. They just have a nasty little odor to them. They suck. I hate that fucking city.
All right, so we're gonna make a lot of listeners out of Philadelphia here. Not our target audience, obviously.
I feel like everybody feuds with the Philly folks, though. I feel like the country as a whole is just on the same page about the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah, would you say it's the most hated? Would you say it's the most hated of the sports cities, or what do you say? I wouldn't say Boston because some people like Boston for some reason.
Oh, I don't know. It's definitely
they keep winning everything, but people don't seem to hate them as much as Philly.
If you hate Boston and you have a legitimate gripe with them, it's mostly because they keep winning.
Yeah,
with Philly, it's just their fans are trash people.
I would agree.
When you see all those videos of people fighting in the nosebleeds, it's because it's those poor, disgusting scum up there in the nosebleeds throwing haymakers. And I know they love their stairs there with Rocky Balboa, but if you're watching a game, you usually don't try to run all the way up there to watch one. But that's Philadelphia.
That's very true. And I want to make another comment too. Big Z, was there any bet maybe in the NFL in regards to over-unders that ended quicker than ours today in the Browns-Titans game?
No.
38 points by the Browns in the first half.
Ridiculous.
That's unbelievable.
Ridiculous. I got my thanks to the Vikings not scoring on from the 1 yard line at the end of that overtime. I got my under in that game, luckily. But that Cleveland Tennessee one went over so fast. The Tennessee defense is very, very, very bad. There's no way they can win the Super Bowl with that defense.
Is Cleveland good? Is Cleveland actually good?
They win ugly, but they win. They just keep winning ugly, and their defense is actually kind of good. And
is this kind of like a Bears team maybe from a couple years ago?
What do you mean?
Defense maybe not quite as elite, but the year that they lost to Philly in the Super Bowl. Not in the Super Bowl, in the fucking...
Double doink, baby.
The double doink, not the Super Bowl. What am I saying?
I think they have a better offense than what we had that year.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think they're able to run the ball. I think they're able to just be able to do things, whereas the only reason why we put up points is because we'd have a turnover and get the ball at midfield, and all we needed was one fucking first down.
Remy, do you miss Kevin Stefanski a little bit, seeing that success he's having up in Cleveland there? Does it surprise you at all?
No, it doesn't surprise me at all. I miss Stefanski, and it seemed like we got the most out of what we had. But, Kubiak's starting to get it together with these guys. It's working well now. But, Stefanski's a genius.
Yeah, and in Cleveland finally got their analytics guy. Stefanski's like the kind of analytics guy. So interesting stuff. But man, 4 weeks left in this season, right? 4 weeks. So a lot's gonna happen here. A lot of exciting stuff. Technically, all our teams still in the playoff hunt. The Vikings literally would be in the playoffs right now if the season ended. Kind of crazy considering the start, Remy. You just gotta love where you're at considering where you were 5 weeks ago.
From 1-5.
And then Barney and the Bears.
Nothing like sitting at the playoff hunt and 5-7, boys.
Hell yeah, that's what I say. Hell yeah, for sure, no doubt. I'm one happy 5-7 fan here. Barney, not so much. All happy for different reasons today. Oh man, but we'll see what happens next 4 weeks. A lot of stuff. So we got Lions playing the Packers. The Vikings going to the Buccaneers, and who the Bears got next week, Barney?
We got Houston, so
yeah,
another trash defense that will put up less than 20 points on.
Well, he put up 30 on my trash defense today, so
Well, that you guys are,
exceptionally
you guys-
trash.
yeah.
We could have Chuck Pagano interim head coach next week. We'll see.
Hey,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not totally thrilled with that guy, but if that was the move, I would be so happy.
it's probably the move. He's a former head coach, so.
You know what I'm thinking is you torch everybody, you send everybody out, and you just let McCaskies just kind of step down there and just show us that they absolutely know nothing about football, and just see what kind of game plan that they can muster out.
That'd be interesting. All right. I think that's going to wrap up this episode, Week 13 recap. Again, just a lot of things going on, but the Packers sitting in first, the Lions and Bears 5-7 after day, and the Vikings 6-6. So a lot more interesting things to happen. 4 weeks left in the season. Instagram at the Pylon. Please follow us on there. Always posting best bets, everything like that throughout the week. Please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and please do review on Apple. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll be back on Thursday previewing Week 14 of the NFL season. Week 14 already. Crazy. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Have a great start to your week.